What's up? What's up? What's up? How am I sounding? Hit me hard today. Needed. Dr. John, hello. Can you guys hear me out there all right? I got to get on the cell phone real quick. Man, it's so, yeah, I hate how you can't test the audio out, the sound out. How are we doing today? I'm going to talk to you guys about strategy with your VA claims, but also with life, right? Like we've got to strategize a little better, plan a little better, learn things and move and take decisive measures and actions. And it's like, our kids gonna go right back to the daycare school that they were going to? So we got a lot of things to decide, and you guys probably have a lot of things to decide too. So there's a lot of stuff going on, and like if we get to like life's never gonna be the same, right? So we got to figure out like what that's even gonna look like, and it's gonna be weird. It's gonna be weird for a little while, right? It's gonna be weird, right? So what's up, Dave? What's up, Kevin? Thanks for checking. You made it, brother. What's up? Well, guys, I'm back to coaching veterans one-on-one again. I was running a team, and I'm back to doing this full-time one-on-one with you guys. Love it. I love that I'm back doing this. Yeah, I know I'm ready to get out too, brother. Me too. But I'm back to doing this on a consistent one-on-one basis, and I'm not trying to take care of an entire team of people and all that good stuff. So I'm really enjoying being back. And I went through a week of strategy calls and goal setting, and it's been awesome. So that's what I kind of wanted to talk about today. Like just you guys, when we first get in touch, when you first start working with your coaches here, we want to talk strategy. We don't want to talk about everything you've got going on or whatever. It's like we want to talk about forming the best strategy to achieve your goals while you're with us, right? And it's funny because I got a message, email I woke up to from one of my clients, and this client has been, it's like the negativity kills. Like every time I hear from this vet, it's like, does this mean I lost? Does this mean I lost? Does this mean we're going to lose? And I was like, man, buddy, you got to quit with this L word, right? Like you got to quit does this, as soon as you hear something, you think you lost, right? And it's like, the mindset has to change while you're here. The what has happened to you guys is what brought you here. Either you don't want to deal with you want some you guys want a lot of certainty, right? Like certainty is one of the basic human needs. Like we need certainty. We need certainty to help us make a decision, right? We need certain, like, are you certain? And it's hard for us to be certain about everything. All we can share with you is our experience and what we've been through, right? But we could try to provide as much insight on certainty as possible, because certainty is what we're looking for as a basic human need. So when you come to us, you're like, I need to be certain this is going to win. I need to be certain this is going to pay off for me. I need to be certain you're going to be here for me. I need to be certain you're going to give me everything you got, right? I'm going to be certain I can trust you, right? And it's such a part of forming this strategy together, just trying to get you through that first part of the strategy process. And the mindset is what we've also got to work on too. And I'm going to get into that here. It's a little dark in my room. Man, I got to get it back up. I have to turn the lights on. It's like gloomy out. But yeah, he's always saying, does this mean I lost, Brett? Does this mean we lost? I'm like, buddy, we got to change. What did we talk about changing? And he's like, my positivity. I got to be more positive. I'm like, exactly, right? So we got to continue to work on that. We're all works in progress, right? So if we look at strategy, right? When you start working with me, I know I go, what's up, Jamaica? I know I go, I want to form a strategy. What is your goal? Right? And is your goal a SMART goal, right? We go to SMART, right? Is it specific? Is it measurable? Is it attainable? Is it relevant? Is it time sensitive? We got to make that goal, all of those things, to make it a smart goal. We've got to put a deadline on this. When are we going to get this done by? What are we setting out to do? Either first, second, third. What's the strategy, right? Measurable. Are we going to be able to win with what we have? Or do we need to find more, right? More evidence. Is it attainable? Is this something within our reach? Yeah. Are you going to go from 0 to 100 off the first claim? Probably not. But make that a goal. You know, could it be a realistic goal? And then, the relevance of realizing all of this and its importance is what needs to drive you through this process, right? Hey, Carlos, thank you so much, man. Vernon, no time for negativity. And then the final, time sensitive. Let's make this a time sensitive goal. Let's plan to have this. I love like when, hey, Brett, I got my DBQ back from the doctor. I'm getting my writing done. Okay. I always say, well, when do you think we're going to have it done by? And then I'll make note of it, right? So when you look at the word strategy, it's defined as a plan of action or policy designed to achieve a major or overall aim, right? So it is defined as a plan of action, a master plan, a grand design, a game plan. What's our game plan? What's the plan, Stan? Like my pop says, what's the plan, Stan? What's the plan, Stan? Right? So when we're forming strategy with you, I was just in a talk yesterday with a veteran who they have a rock solid mental health claim, but they want to work on everything else. They're like, we want to get it all done at the same time. So then I start talking about, well, here's the deal. What is your goal with this claim? Is it to get everything done at the same time? Is that more important than getting a decision back? Because if getting the decision back is more important, like faster, is more important than getting the whole thing done at once, then you got to shift. You have to shift. And these are questions that as a coach, I want to ask you. I want to ask you, what is the most important thing here? Because if you're at 0, you're not getting money right now for something you're due, for something you're entitled to, right? So do you want to go and get that done and get that back as quick as possible and get that money in your pocket as quick as possible? Or do you want to get this entire thing done? And it's going to be 17, 18, 19 different claims. Then you're going to have a million of things of records you're going to be sending up and uploading and hoping somebody goes through. You're going to have all these statements in support of all of these claims, right? You're going to have the other evidence to support the mental health portion of it, right? So I want to say, is that the best strategy? I'm not challenging you. I'm not shooting you down. I want to have these conversations. This is why we do what we do. I tell you, I'm a strategy maker. I'm a strategist. Strategy or strategery. good old George W. Strategery, right? I am a strategist. You let me know what's most important to you. You let me know what your goals are. I want to know your goals after you reach your goal. I want to know what you're going to do when you reach 100. Are you retiring? Or y'all want to get to know you? So some of my best stories are because of the strategy process where we had to link up and decide together what that strategy was going to be. And then the person decided to follow the strategy and then was like, I cannot, like, this isn't, like, I had a client who wanted to file all this musculoskeletal stuff. He was 40% already. He was a paratrooper, but old incidents back in the late 70s, not a lot of evidence. And I'm like, brother, everything you're telling me, your chronic pain issues, you've been to physical therapy, you're just all wrapped up in things you can't do anymore. And the unhappiness, I can hear it through the phone. We start discussing somatic symptom disorder and the effects and the extreme anxiety that your service connected disabilities cause your life. And he was like, yeah, I feel all that, but I've never. And I'm like, hey, but listen, and he didn't. He's like, I was a paratrooper. And I got all these injuries and I'm only rated for my back right now, but I got knee problems, hip problems. And it's because of me jumping out of planes. Dr. Jair Board. And I said, I understand. And I believe you. I believe you. Right. I was like, I believe all of you. I believe everything you're telling me. But is it a good strategy to try to go after these right away? Because what was your goal? And he was like, to get the highest rating I'm entitled to. If that is your goal, then let's go make that goal happen. So right now you are missing a mental health rating. And if you're trying to get the highest rating you're entitled to, then let's go do it. And he was like, well, what about all that stuff? You've been living with this stuff for over 30 years, over almost 40 years. So what about all that other stuff right now, right? And this man was like, kind of like taken aback, like, hey, what kind of company? I'm like, I'm a retired master sergeant, brother. Okay. Like, I'm not going to blow smoke up your butt. I'm going to be direct. We're military guys. Come on. I can't be direct with you. Come on. We got to be direct at times because we've got to turn ideas into action around here. So sometimes it requires that directness, right? We got to change our line of sight. We got to change course. It is not time to focus on that right now. It's time to focus on what you're missing out on. Okay? Airborne's in the house. So we start talking about all the things he's not doing anymore because of his back problems. And he just gets into talking about, this man lost his wife and he lives alone. He's an older gentleman. I tell this story a lot. He grew up in Michigan hunting. As a child, he hunted with his father and his grandfather. And then when he became a father, he would take his kids to go hunting with his father. And then eventually he became grandpa and he would hunt with his kids and their children. So I'm listening to the story and I was talking about what can you no longer do or what do you no longer enjoy? And tears just from this man, tears over the phone, just crying. I could hear the tears. They were heavy. They were heavy. And he says, Brett, I lost my wife years ago. And now that I can't go hunting anymore and sit in the blind with my children and my grandchildren, I have no reason to live. Oh, I'm a father. You guys know I'll get emotional on here from time to time talking about my boys, but it's been a whole month, a little over a month in the house with them, 24 hours. And I'm not going to be emotional about my kids. I'm ready for my kids to go back to school. See how defensive I am? I got this story, and then here I go trying to make y'all laugh so I don't cry. But I talked to him and I was like, well, do you understand what your disabilities have robbed from you? And he was like, excuse me, Brett? And I said, what have these disabilities robbed from you? They've robbed your happiness. And he just was, emotional. And he was like, yes, they have, Brett. And he started asking the question, and how do I come right? And I'm like, here we go. Let's go. And you just see, and then it's like the motivation, right? Like the steam just starts picking up, right? He starts taking action. Like he stops thinking. It's like, I need to this is me. I'm suffering from this. If two veterans have a mental health rating, yeah, I'm pretty positive me just bawling on the phone to this strange man who's long-winded. I need to talk to somebody. And then we got rolling. And he made his decision. I'm going to book the psyche. I'm going to trust you, Brett. I'm going to book the psyche eval. He's got his certainty. I feel certain about this. Now, the uncertainty is there because he's excited. He's like, I don't know for sure what's going to happen, but I'm certain that I need to trust Brett to see what's going to happen, right? So now two of his human needs are met, certainty and uncertainty, because we need all this variety, right? We need variety in our life. We just everything can't be the same, all the time, right? And then while we were working together, I'm coaching him and we're talking and he's telling me things and he's this and he sold his motorcycle and I'm like, did you want to do that? No, I couldn't do it anymore. Yeah, let's go. Let's keep working. Right. And now he feels important because he's talking about himself and he's focusing on himself and I'm helping him feel significant. Another huge human need is feel significant. We need to do a better job of making you guys feel your significance. Part of me coming on here on Friday is I want to tell you you matter and you're important to us and we care about you guys. We're fellow disabled veterans helping fellow disabled veterans. Like we care about you. We love you. We need to do a better job of making you feel significant in this fight, in this journey, because what has usually brought you here is losses and failure and doubt and hopelessness. A losing mentality. I've lost this. Why? Hey, when you guys, I've lost this claim. I don't want to offend you. I don't ever want to offend you, but I'm like, why do you think you lost? Well, what do you mean, Brett? Well, why'd you lose? Right? What did they say? Because I want to, because once you talk through why you lost, you know what you need to do to win. That's why coaches, they bring you in. Let's watch the film. See why y'all got your butts kicked. See how they kicked our butts. Let's watch. Let's study it so we don't do this again. That's what I'm trying to get with some of you guys is, hey, you got to realize what you've done wrong before. And if you've never filed a claim, you're like, well, why haven't you? Are you a procrastinator? Do you just feel down about yourself? Do you feel like you're not entitled to it? Because you got to change that when you get here. Why did you lose? Why haven't you filed? Why didn't you never go after this when you got out of the military? I'm not asking it to be a to be a dick head, whatever. I'm not asking that to be a jerk. I'm asking you because I need to know why you failed. Because I'm coaching you. Like sometimes I think people are like, we're not your admin assistant, or we're coaching you. We're trying to help you change the wrongs. We're trying to right the wrongs you've made, the decisions you've made. Your decisions make decide where you're at. Your decisions have led you to where you're at. Your decisions lead to your conditions. So we have to make better decisions. That needs to be your strategy from now on, is to make better decisions. That should be all of our strategies. So I want to always relate this back to taking charge and getting on your claim and learning and getting information. I'm charged up. I'm working with the team where we have classes every day of the week. And people, I'm like, go to as many as you want. Go to as many as you can. I don't need to be the sole provider of your VA information or experience while you're here with VA Claims Insider. I love what we're doing over on Team America, aka Team Cooley. Shouts out to my Cooley coaches. But we want you guys to understand it's up to you. You got to work on your mindset as well while you're here with us. You can't be this, I don't want to work with you if you're just going to be I want you, I'm like, hey, how are you doing? How are you? If, bro, I'm having a crappy day. Okay. Why? Look, take a minute. Even if you're mad at me, tell me why you're mad at me. Let me fix it. Let me remedy that. You know what I mean? I can, yeah, I know I've been admitting, a lot I've been trying to work with. When I'm wrong, just apologize, man. Let's move on. Stop defending. I'm a very defensive dude and I'm trying to work on that. I had a client, hey, Brett, I didn't feel like I got what I needed when I was working with your team. No problem. Let's figure this out. What can we do now? What can we do next? Right? 'Cause nobody's perfect, right? We talked about that last week. Right? Being a cheerleader, because hey, I need it right on back. I got that email last week about don't let the haters bite you from Carrie. Man, I love it. I love it. She's like, keep doing what you're doing. Keep coming on here. I don't care if it will to now. We need to realize how ridiculous negativity can sound when it comes out of our mouth. So imagine when you're letting your brain feed on negativity, it doesn't make sense what's coming out because it's not real. And you're just worrying. And it's creating that anxiety. And you're used to having negative things happen to you because you need to decide to be more strategic about how you're going to feel. And I'm using that word, and not just your V8, but your life. I wanted to get on here. Yeah, we're doing Friday Night Live tonight. VC Experience tonight, guys. Thank you for mentioning that, Kevin. We are on live tonight. Me, Ronis, DP, and T, Terrell the Chef, and your boy Brett James, Coach Brett, or Dr. B, as I'm known on the late night VC Experience. We'll be live over on this channel, YouTube, all that. And then after we're done in an hour, we hop over to the mastermind page. So I love your energy. Thank you, Ramon. I appreciate you from Puerto Rico. Hey, Ramon, I went to Puerto Rico, and the only thing I heard was this. Boom, 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 boom. Everywhere you go in Puerto, it's like this. Puerto Rico has a heartbeat, and it goes boom, 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 boom. The slow songs, fast songs, everything. Everywhere you go in Puerto Rico, boom, 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 boom. It's a beautiful, great place. I've been to Puerto Rico several times. So I'm over here in Florida. We've been there a few times. So thank y'all for checking in and helping me. I know I had a topic and I try to get to it, but I'm happy to be back coaching. I'm happy to be spending time with you guys on a regular basis again, getting to know you guys and helping you guys succeed and reach your goals, form that strategy with you. And it's been a pleasure being back, and I'm gonna keep on rolling. I'm going on a year and a half in the company, and I'm not tired of it. I'm not tired. It's the busiest job I've ever had in my life, but when you love what you do, it doesn't feel like a job. And that's why I'm so dedicated to it, because I live, eat, and breathe this stuff. You know what I'm saying? So thank y'all for hanging in there. And it really matters when I call a client to apologize or say, hey, I'm sorry that it's been a minute, or I've been wanting to get, and I understand, Brett. Hey, man, I know you're a busy guy. And it's like, I am a busy guy, but I always have the best, let's say the best intentions, but I owe time to my children and my wife and so I gotta also keep them as high a priority as you guys are in my life, right? So your decisions shape your destiny, not your conditions, right? Now your decisions can define your conditions, but they shape your destiny. So you need to decide, you've already made the decision of hiring help, seeking assistance, seeking coaching and education on winning your VA claim. You've already made that decision. Why not pot commit and just say whatever these guys tell me to do or help me understand, we don't tell you what to do, but whatever strategy that we come up with together, I need to follow, and I need to do the best job I can of following through with that strategy. So when you make that decision to sign up, make that decision to trust stay with the program. If it doesn't turn out how you intended for it to turn out, we can work with you. We can do something about that. We don't win every claim. That's impossible. But we damn sure try our ass off for you guys. Okay? Sometimes we talk and it's 15 minutes and you're good to go and you win quick, and it's like not a boom bam bing. I'm in, I'm out. You're happy though. You got what you came here for. You came here to get the highest rating you were entitled to and deserve it of, and you got it. Mission accomplished, right? So you have to decide that once you set your goal, you have to decide what's next, and you have to execute that, and you have to make that happen. All right? You got to take action. You got to change your mindset. If you lost, what didn't you do? Right? I talked about that. What didn't you do? If you lost, what didn't you do? If we filed a claim based on our strategy and it lost, why did it lose? How can we go to the high level review and counter this argument? What is the next strategy for that? And then we have to form that strategy. And then we got to go through the high level review and then possibly get to supper. But then it's another, right? But we will constantly form strategies, but we will always move forward. We will always move forward. I had a client who was struggling with writing, and I'm just like, why don't you just not do it? And they're like, no, I really want to get them to read this. And I'm like, you're right. You're trying to write a novel. And this person really, it was too much. It was already a lot for them to get out what they got out. And I'm like, just get this claim out of here. And I just said, hey, just do it. Just push that button. Get that anxiety off your shoulders, right? And this strategy, follow. Remember, you said you wanted to get this done. Get it. Hit that button. I said, I'll tell you what. If you hit that button, you can add that statement, and you've got until your CMP exam. He hit that submit button, and then he ended up getting his statement done like a couple days later to get it uploaded because he knew his claim was at the VA. You know what I mean? That's just something where, like, stop giving yourself reasons to not do something. Like, stop doing that. You have to move forward, and your strategy should always be to move forward. I love the clients. What's next, Brett? What's next? Man, I didn't do a good job of explaining how this process worked because you like, what's next? What's next? Well, that's bad on me, right? I got to tighten that up. I appreciate when you guys are on the ball like that. People messaging, here's my happy hour, 3 p.m. We're just hanging out. There's my Zoom channel, and there's my referral link. If you want to work with me personally, one-on-one, I'd love to serve as your veteran coach. Be that lighthouse in them rough seas. What's happening, Bray? People will blame others and other things on failures, right? And let's say, when I say, why did you lose? They're like, nobody told me, or I didn't know, or I didn't have, and I'm like, well, why didn't you? And it sounds a little snarky, but I want to know when we're working together, like what my strategy as a coach is going to be with you. So I want you guys to understand that as well. What kind of a person am I inheriting? When you guys sign up and get assigned your coach, if it's not a personal referral, you guys are putting in the little dispenser, and you guys just come out and you just drop down to coaches, right? And we're like, come on. All right. Thank you for your service. Come on over here. Right. We want to help you. Right. So, and you guys are coming to us. So I'm inheriting you. And I have to have a strategy to guide you and deal with you, because everybody's different. And the same gentleman who couldn't hunt anymore with his family, wanted to end his life, he might not, he might have a wonderful marriage. You know what I mean? But that's the thing that makes him feel that way. So I need to know that about you. I need to know who am I getting? How many claims have you lost? Man, you just don't give up, do you? Right? Man, you are a fighter. I'm glad I'm inheriting a fighter. Okay, cool. So I want you to always think about that too. Like, who am I to my coach? Like, who am I going to be while I'm in this company? If it's the same old person that you've always been, and this is the person that has been losing and not getting the results that they want, then maybe decide, hey, maybe I'm going to change a little bit. I'm going to be more trusting. I'm going to be more relaxed. I'm going to be more like giving here. Like, I'm going to relax a little bit. I'm too high strung. I need to work on that. Like, we had this power hour about energy. I'm going to redo that one here soon. But we're just waves of energy bouncing off each other on this rock, flying through space, right? So our energy's got a vibe. Like, they got a vibe while we're together. So I don't do this for any amount of money. I do this because I truly care about seeing you guys succeed. And I love seeing lives changed. Even the 60 to 70s or 70, it's Brett, it's only 10, but it's a win, baby. It's a win. Congratulations on a victory, man. But we've got to make decisions to always follow strategy. Right. And I know this power hour's been all over because I'm laughing, I'm talking, I'm just having a good time today, man. I tried to stay focused. Right. So, but our strategy should be to maintain focus, make bold decisions. Right. Because decisions are what define us. Our decisions matter the most. And if you always focus on bad decisions are going to happen to you, then they will. Because it's the same way if you think people are not focused on you, you're going to believe nobody's focused on you, right? Like that's just human natural feelings. It's like if you don't feel like you matter, you're going to feel like nobody feels like you matter, right? So it's got to change from within. We got to get there. Idea to action. The human needs need to be met in everything we're doing. Certainty, uncertainty, significance. We need to have connection and love to something. We need to understand why we're doing this, who we're doing this for. And if you're doing it for yourself, do it for yourself because you should love yourself. You should want the best for yourself. A lot of people it's what brought you here is you didn't feel like you deserve this. And now you feel like you good. Let's keep going. That's motivation. I want to get to know that person. I want to work with that person. I want to coach that person who wants to be here, who wants to win, who knows they deserve this. All right. You need to be a humble person, but not when it comes to taking care of you and your family, guys. John, good luck to you. John, replying to John, felt the same way and realized what I deserve. And then went and fought. Now I'm 100 VASSD and permanently medically retired from the military and CRSC. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's what I'm talking about, fellas. That's what's happening inside this company on a daily basis. So your strategy has to start with who you are and how you need to probably change and work on yourself and do things differently. Trust in the process. You're going to hear that. I know it gets played out. My links, happy hour at 3:00. Come over and hang out. And then my link to work with me. Come on over. Work with me. I'm just wrapping this up. Oh, I was watching Tony Robbins earlier this morning. And I was just looking around, doing some, feeding my brain. And he said, if we all treated people like it was the beginning, the world would be an amazing place. And I was like, yo, that is heavy, man. So I'm going to send that to Brian Reese himself. I heard that this morning and was like, I want to share that with the entire company, right? Like that should be a company's like, oh my God, like treat everybody like you do in the beginning, right? Like when I first met my wife, I was like wooing her and, trying to trick her into being with her. No, just thank you, Brian. Thank you guys. But I was like, that's such a powerful statement. And we can all benefit from doing that in our lives and in our relationships, like that is key. If we just got back to, like, hey man, let's put all this stuff behind us, get back to what brought us together, what got us, became. I got so many friends I need to reach out to, former friends, and just be like, hey man, just how are you? Like, how have you been? Right? Can we just pick up from today and how have you been? You know what I mean? So I think if we got back to that, and especially, this has been a very reflective, introspective month for me, for sure. And I'm sure it has for all you, where you do a lot of thinking about things, and you're like, man, like I tell you, I share in I think every episode since the quarantine, I watch my mother-in-law just, her phone rings like constantly. And I'm like, who are all these people? Who are all these people calling you? Who got this much time? And she just is on the phone like all the time. And I'm like, man, I admire it and I envy it. I think we need to kind of get back. Like, people are out riding bikes all the time. Like, how long is this going to last? Right? How long are you going to continue to ride bikes with your family? Or once we're allowed to get back out and living, you're going to just hop in the car and run somewhere and come back to the house, and you're not out riding bikes no more. Are you going to keep that up? Right? There's been some blossoming happening, throughout this pandemic or whatever you want to call it. I know I got some, I know, man, I'm ready to get out the house too. So let's just consider all that, man, and let's work on this. I want to work on being a better human being. So I sure hope you guys do. And I know some people are like, I came here to just get my VA. And I'm like, hey, I get it, man. But let's take this moment to figure out, maybe if you change some things personally, some other things in your life would change and you'd benefit from, right? Because I get all the negativity. Like, I get all of that from you guys, right? So I listen, if I wasn't doing the power I was born from me getting positivity back into my brain and my body, because I would spend the whole week, listening to like your guys' lives, and oh my goodness, right? Like, it's like some of the worst stuff ever to happen in your life. And that's what we're discussing for the majority of our relationship, So I was like, man, and then I started just, working on myself and reading more, because I'm like, man, I got to detach from this job. And now, like, I want to share things. And I'm, and so now, I come on here and ramble for an hour. You guys, you get to decide the meaning of everything, man. So let's end with that, right? Your strategy should be to make good decisions. Our problems are all in our head. I want to let that sink in. Our problems are all in our head. Your strategy should be to make good decisions from now on, from moving forward, right? Think about them bold decisions you've made, right? Standing up for yourself and getting what you deserve is a bold decision. You got those veterans out there like, I'm not entitled to anything. Well, I am. I served. I did what I promised I was going to do. I upheld my agreement. So I'm going after what I'm due. I'm going after my due, right? So that's what we want to help you with. And that's the bold decision that you've made to sign up. Fist Bump Nation in the house. Thanks for checking in. I just want you guys to understand that is a bold decision, and you've made the best decisions of your life by being bold. Okay? But you get to decide the meaning of everything in your life. You put the value system attached to it. You make that value system. You decide what's going to bother you and what's not going to bother you. You decide that you're going to check out of something. You don't need to be around that anymore. You decide you're not going to put up with this person or this scenario anymore, or these shenanigans anymore. You decide that you're not going to lose anymore when you're in your VA fight. You're not going to let decisions define your conditions. Okay? These decisions are going to define your destiny. So keep fighting. Keep on going for what you deserve. I have a client who just got reduced before he got to us. Tried to help him out. They still decided to reduce him. He's like, what now? And I'm like, you have to show you're being treated. You have to get into therapy. That's why you got your claim reduced. You haven't been doing anything. You have to change that. And we have to be, I can't do anything for you. He's like, well, I came to your company we can't, they've reduced your rating. We can get you an eval, but that's all we can do. You are in this predicament because you didn't do anything. Well, I didn't know come on. Why didn't you know? Why, right? Why didn't you know? Did you look it up? Did you ask anybody? Right? MG in the house. So our decision needs to be made. Then the strategy we're going to have is to make bold decisions. We're going to trust the process, and we're going to move decisively. We're going to set smart goals, and we're going to get what we deserve. And that needs to be the strategy. All right? Focus equals feelings. All right? So be focused while you're here. You'll feel good. Check out the Power Hour every Friday. Come to the happy hour. Laugh, learn, absorb. Get better while you're here with us. Thank you for allowing us to coach and educate you. Stop using the word if, use the word win. And let's win. All right, God bless y'all. Godspeed, veterans. I'll see you next Friday, or you'll see you at 3 p.m. on my Zoom. Take care of yourselves.